The oceans of Earth are this huge, mysterious abyss, covering more than 70% of our planet's surface. We know less about them than about the surface of the Moon or Mars. The depths of the oceans hide not only ancient ruins, strange creatures, and unexplored ecosystems, but possibly something much more intriguing: alien bases. Yes, you heard that right. In 2025, this topic is exploding across the internet, media, and social networks. Evidence of underwater unidentified flying objects, or as they are also called, unidentified submerged objects. Unidentified submerged objects is multiplying every day. Governments are conducting investigations, and conspiracy theorists are building theories about hidden civilizations under the water. Today, we will dive deep into this topic, from real testimonies and government reports to wild speculations and scientific facts. If you are a fan of mysteries, unidentified flying objects, and ocean secrets, this video is for you. Subscribe, like, and let us figure out if aliens are really hiding in our seas. Ready for the dive? Let's go! Let us start from the very beginning so you can feel the full scale of this puzzle. Oceans are not just water, they are a whole world full of secrets. Imagine you are sailing on a boat in the middle of the ocean at night with stars overhead, and suddenly a strange glowing object emerges from the depths. It does not look like anything earthly. It moves too fast, leaves no traces, and disappears as suddenly as it appeared. Such stories have been told by sailors, divers, and even military pilots for decades. And now, in 2025, with the development of technology, these stories are gaining new evidence. Drones, sonars, and satellites are detecting anomalies that cannot be explained. But why specifically the oceans? Think about it: water absorbs radio waves, radars, and even light, making the depths practically invisible to our technologies. More than 95% of the oceans remain unexplored, and there reigns pressure that would crush any human apparatus without special protection. If aliens want to observe us unnoticed, the ocean is their best choice. It is like the perfect hideout: cool, dark, inaccessible. And what if they are not just hiding there, but building entire cities? Underwater complexes with laboratories where they study our planet, experiment with life, or even plan something bigger. It sounds like science fiction, but let us break it down step by step. First, let us talk about why this theory is so popular right now. In recent years, more and more military personnel and scientists are openly talking about strange objects in the ocean. For example, retired fleet officers share stories about how their radars detected objects moving underwater at speeds unattainable for human submarines. These things dive into the water at enormous speed, without creating a splash, and maneuver as if the laws of physics do not apply to them. One such officer even said that these underwater unidentified flying objects represent a real threat because the evidence is too convincing to ignore. And politicians? Some congressmen claim that aliens may have as many as 5 or 6 bases off the coasts of the United States. Imagine huge underwater complexes where aliens conduct experiments, study marine life, or even interact with humans. These statements cause a wave of discussions online. People share theories about thousands of unidentified flying objects underwater, and this is no joke. Why off the coasts? Possibly because it is convenient to observe major cities and ports from there, or because ocean currents help mask their activity, or maybe they use energy from underwater volcanoes or geothermal sources to power their bases. This adds intrigue. Imagine an alien ship drawing power from the Earth's bowels, hiding from our eyes. Now let us dive deeper into specific cases that give you chills. One of the most famous is the mysterious structure off the coast of Malibu in California. Conspiracy theorists spotted a strange elliptical object on satellite maps at a depth of about 600 meters. It looked artificial, with entrances, corridors, like a huge underwater dome. But here is what is creepy. After some time, this structure simply disappeared from the maps, as if someone erased it on purpose. Skeptics say it was just a geological formation, but unidentified flying object enthusiasts are sure this is proof of a cover-up. And imagine if this is a base where aliens hide their ships. Divers in those areas sometimes talk about strange lights underwater that move too intelligently for fish or underwater currents, or take stories from submariners. They see schools of squid that suddenly behave like an organized fleet, or bioluminescent jellyfish resembling probes. But there are real cases. In 2019, military fleet pilots captured an object diving into the ocean with a shout, "Look at that thing." The video went viral, and people still argue, natural phenomenon or alien visitor. Let us expand the topic with historical examples because this is not a new idea. It stretches back centuries. Even in the 1940s, during World War II, sailors reported Foo Fighters, glowing objects emerging from the water and following ships. These balls of light maneuvered as if under control and disappeared into the ocean. Conspiracy theorists say these were alien scouts observing the war. And in 1967, in Shag Harbor, Canada, an incident occurred that still stirs minds. A bright object fell into the ocean, illuminating the water, and the military conducted searches, but found nothing officially. Witnesses claimed they saw a second object that came to help the first, and both hid underwater. It is like a scene from a science fiction movie. In 2025, these old cases come alive in podcasts and videos where people analyze fresh data. And what about military divers? There are stories about how they found mysterious objects on the bottom, metal debris with unknown symbols, or even entire structures, but everything is classified. Imagine you descend in a bathyscaphe, the headlights snatch a huge disc covered in strange patterns from the darkness, and suddenly it comes to life. Creepy, right? Now let us move to the scientific angle, because without it, the theory would just be a fairy tale. Scientists record strange things in the oceans, unexplained sounds like the famous bloop, a roar recorded in 1997 that was louder than any known animal. At first, they thought it was an iceberg, but some still speculate. What if it is a signal from an underwater base? Or alien forms of life in the deep sea, transparent, glowing creatures that look like from another world? Maybe this is alien camouflage. Or are they experimenting with genetics, creating hybrids? One astronomer even searches the ocean floor for fragments of alien meteorites, assuming they are probes. Government reports on unidentified flying objects do not rule out visitors from space, including underwater ones. But skeptics, of course, exist. They say all this is military tests, natural phenomena, or optical illusions. For example, schools of fish can create the illusion of a ship, and gas bubbles, flashes of light. We need data, not speculation, they emphasize. But in 2025, with the growth of disclosures from scientists and agencies, the topic is gaining momentum. Perhaps we are on the threshold of discovery. And now let us delve into specific places where, according to theories, alien bases might be hiding. Let us start with the Bermuda Triangle, one of the most mysterious zones on the planet. This area in the North Atlantic is known for disappearances of ships and planes. Vessels vanish without a trace, radars go crazy, compasses spin. Many conspiracy theorists link this to underwater alien bases. Imagine, under the triangle hides a huge unidentified flying object factory, an ancient structure controlled by artificial intelligence that produces drones and erases traces of disappearances. Thousands of registered underwater objects here. A surge of anomalies in 2025. Strange lights on the bottom that glow like beacons. Maybe these are entrances to bases. And around the Naval Base Atlantic Undersea Test and Evaluation Center, unidentified flying objects and unidentified submerged objects are recorded, suggesting secret cooperation with aliens. Users' online joke: the Bermuda Triangle is not a myth, but a cover-up. Anomalies on maps reveal underwater structures, and disappearances are linked to experiments or portals. Could there be bases there? According to theories, yes, and they use technologies to affect vessels. Electromagnetic fields that disable electronics or even teleportation. Imagine a story. A ship is sailing, suddenly fog, a strange hum, and the crew sees a glowing disc emerging from the water. Then silence and the vessel disappears. Creepy, you bet. And in 1945, an entire squadron of planes vanished there. Pilots reported strange lights and disorientation. Conspiracy theorists say they were sucked into a portal to an alien base. Or is it gas emissions from the bottom? But why then do radars detect objects moving underwater faster than sound? The triangle is like an ocean black hole, and theories about aliens add mysticism to it. Let us imagine a journey. You are on a yacht at night, and suddenly the water glows and a huge ball rises from the depths. What would you do? Run or try to film it? Moving on to Antarctica, the alien continent, as it is called in some videos. The ice of Antarctica hides more than it seems. From alleged Nazi bases to ancient civilizations and alien structures. In recent years, scientists have discovered an alien landscape under the ice, strange forms that spark debates, natural or artificial. New maps show that under the ice there may be lakes with life, and this helps in searching for alien traces. Conspiracies include the ice wall that supposedly hides bases, and Nazi expeditions that found ancient ruins. Imagine, in the 1930s, the Germans sent a fleet to Antarctica and allegedly found warm caves with technologies not of this world. And in 2025, videos discuss a mysterious city behind the ice wall, secret bases with alien ruins, strange structures under the ice that look like pyramids or ships. Users share podcasts about Nazi bases, unidentified flying objects under the ice, and ancient civilizations. Deep underground bases, tunnels leading to lakes like Vostok, where allegedly ancient ships and stasis chambers with aliens are stored. And recently, they found an alien creature off the coasts, a feather star with 20 arms that looks like an extraterrestrial. Could there be bases there? Theories claim yes. Gravitational anomalies in Wilkes Land. This is allegedly a huge crater from an alien ship buried under the ice. Or aliens use Antarctica as a base for observing Earth, because there are few people there. Imagine an expedition. Scientists drill the ice and suddenly find a metal door with symbols. Inside, a laboratory with holograms and strange beings in capsules. Fantasy, but real discoveries like subglacial lakes with microorganisms hint there is life there, and who knows if it is earthly. And stories about alien pods under the ice, egg-shaped structures, glowing and warm, add horror. What if Antarctica is the key to contact? Why is the continent so protected with non-aggression treaties? Maybe to hide the truth. Of course, we cannot bypass the skeptics, they add balance. Many cases are explained by military tests, new underwater drones, secret submarines, or even spy devices. Natural phenomena like methane bubbles create flashes, and optical illusions from waves deceive the eyes. One admiral emphasizes, we need data, not speculation. But even skeptics admit, some anomalies are too strange. Online posts about former military personnel describing underwater arches and alien arcs gain views. Interviews where they talk about secret programs and non-human intelligence. This makes you think. Maybe the truth is somewhere in the middle. In popular culture, this theme is blooming. Series like Unidentified Flying Object Witness reconstruct underwater encounters, Netflix shows investigations, and movies like The Abyss are inspired by real theories. In 2025, the Bermuda Triangle returned to the news with a giant structure underwater, unlike anything on Earth, which conspiracy theorists link to unidentified flying object factories. People joke about underwater unidentified flying object factories, laser pyramids, and hyper drones. And posts about secret United States programs add fuel to the fire. What if these bases are real? Aliens have lived there for millennia, observing our evolution, influencing myths about Atlantis or sea gods. Or is it advanced earthly technology? Recall posts about underwater alien bases in secret programs, and videos about fresh news on unidentified submerged objects keep you on edge. Now let us expand the horizons and talk about other possible places for bases. Besides the Bermuda Triangle and Antarctica, conspiracy theorists point to the Mariana Trench, the deepest point in the ocean, where pressure is enormous and darkness is absolute. There, allegedly, entire fleets of alien ships hide, using the depth as a shield. Witnesses talk about sounds like mechanical hums and flashes of light at kilometer depths. And what about the Arctic? Under the ice of the North Pole, similar to Antarctica, there may be tunnels leading to bases. Expeditions record anomalies, magnetic storms that confuse compasses, and objects emerging from polynyas. Or the Pacific Ocean near Hawaii, their volcanic activity masks the energy of bases. Imagine, aliens use lava flows for power and their probes disguise as whales. And in the Atlantic near the Azores, theories connect to Atlantis, a sunken continent that was actually an alien colony. Ruins on the bottom, strange pyramids detected by sonars. All this hints at ancient bases. Let us imagine a journey. You are on a submarine, descending deeper and deeper water presses, and suddenly, a city of light in the darkness with domes and towers. Inhabitants, tall beings with big eyes or robots. This stirs the imagination. Let us add more stories for completeness. In the 1950s, in the Gulf of Mexico, fishermen saw underwater wheels of fire, circles of light rotating underwater. They thought it was mermaids, but now they say unidentified submerged objects. And in the 1970s, off the coast of Japan, a submarine detected an object the size of a cruiser that overtook it and disappeared. Pilots over the ocean often see unidentified flying objects diving into the water, leaving vortices. In the 2020s, drones detect clusters of objects off California, hundreds of points moving synchronously. Is this a swarm of probes or an invasion fleet? And in the Black Sea near Crimea, divers find metallic eggs, smooth spheres without seams. Analysis shows an unknown alloy. Creepy, of course. These stories accumulate, and in 2025, they reach a new level with apps for tracking unidentified flying objects, where users mark underwater anomalies. Do not forget about the connection with cryptids, mysterious creatures. Maybe the Loch Ness Monster or Kraken are alien life forms released from bases, or hybrids. In lakes like Baikal, similar unidentified submerged objects are recorded, objects emerging and scaring fishermen, and in oceans, giant squids that are actually robots. Theories say aliens modify marine fauna for espionage. Imagine a dolphin with implants transmitting data to a base. Sounds paranoid, but adds charm. Skepticism is important. Many unidentified submerged objects are just submarines, fish, or gases. But why are governments expanding programs on unidentified anomalous phenomena, including oceans? Maybe they know more. In 2025, reports show thousands of cases, and ignoring them is impossible. Popular culture amplifies the hype. Books about underwater aliens, games with bases in the ocean, memes about fish aliens. Movies like Atlantis or The Depths inspire, and series reconstruct encounters, making the topic alive. What if bases are part of a bigger plan? Aliens help or harm? Myths about sea gods are memories of contacts. Atlantis, a base flooded after a war, or they wait for a signal for disclosure. In conclusion, the theme of aliens in oceans is a mix of science, conspiracy, and secrets. With new reports in 2025, we are closer to the truth. And what do you think? Are there aliens underwater, in the Bermuda Triangle or Antarctica? Share in the comments, like if you want more such videos. Maybe the next one is about the Bermuda Triangle or ancient unidentified submerged objects. Subscribe and see you in the next depths. If the video hit home, share with friends. Together we will uncover the ocean secrets.